Hey, it's Mark Bossert from Top Local Lead Generation. We're here with franchise expert Chuck Prenevost in Western Canada, and we're going to be talking about some of the specifics that he's learned from clients recently. How are you doing today, Chuck?
Doing great, Mark. Thank you.
So, you have a little bit of a story about what a customer, recent customer, was talking about why they considered getting into a franchise. What's that all about?
Well, I think this is a great follow-up topic for some of those two-part hangouts we've recently done, and it really gets back to the why. So I met this particular client over lunch, and I had them reflect on the journey they went through, if I can describe it that way. And after we've taken stock of their personal skills, their corporate skills, leverageable skills, their money situation, why do you want to do this? I thought it would be important to share, some of these stories. And so I met with this particular client. I'll just call him Sam for, to change the names to protect the innocent. And I asked them, why did you ever consider buying a franchise? So this was a career corporate person, probably 30, 35 years in the corporate world, got packaged out. And, so wanted to really get inside and understand. So why did you ever consider buying a franchise? And, as they reflected back on that question, um, he said, over the last 7 years, I thought, how many bosses did I, have to report to? The answer was four. And every time, in his words, every time a new boss came in, he had to almost hit the reset button. There was a different focus, a different mandate from this particular boss. And his efforts over the years, he really felt like with every new boss, those efforts were unseen or unrealized or noticed from that boss. So felt very frustrated was the short answer. And after the third boss, he knew he had to make a change. Like his gut was telling him, hey, this is a reoccurring theme. I need to change something here. So and then that led to the next area, which was taking control of his career path, his financial path, um, and he didn't want to experience unemployment again. So recently got packaged out, and he really said, hey, I have to take control of my career path. This is I'm getting into my latter years of my career. My retirement is, only 10 years out. So that was a big driver for Sam. And as part of that, the age consideration and where he was at the stage of his career. So again, taking stock of where he was at and what he wanted to do. This Sam was married, so he was, taking stock of his family situation as well. And after this was the interesting part. After he networked with a lot of his colleagues in his particular network, he saw a reoccurring theme with a lot of his counterparts, that they were going through the same career challenges that he was. And again, so that just really motivated him to take control and really take stock of where he was going. Um, so he, very similar to what we talked about, he looked at his skills, his money, where he wanted to go, challenge, just having a challenge of work was a big focus for him. He wanted to engage his brain all the time. So, that was his real life story. And, he ended up buying a franchise through us. He recently launched it and had a meeting with him last week, and you could just see the excitement oozing out of him. And it was really that journey of finding the right fit. And of course, I have my own fulfillment seeing somebody succeed the way Sam is now succeeding.
That's an awesome story. I mean, I guess the my takeaway from it is making sure you have the right fit can make the franchise experience a really fulfilling one. And if you rush into it as like it's this is the magic bullet that's going to cure everything without doing the investigation of yourself more than anything else, but also the franchise, the opportunity, etc. Well, maybe the results aren't quite so good. Has that been your experience?
It is, Mark, and that's such a focus of taking stock of yourself and finding the right fit. We can actually do a whole, Google Hangout on, finding the right fit. Here are some steps involved in that, which I think is a great topic to discuss. But you're right, that soul searching up front and then doing proper due diligence before you pull out your checkbook is the best strategy I could ever recommend to anybody.
Well, it's kind of a core thing in business, right? We take inventory of our stock and old stuff we clear away. So it's just doing an inventory basically of your wants, needs, skills, what fulfills you in order to then make a good choice. And it's going to make the choice fairly obvious, I think, in most cases, compared to if you haven't done an honest inventory.
Yeah, agreed. The process of due diligence, it's always interesting for me because when somebody really starts sensing that this particular business is a good fit, they change, their words change. They go from this business to my business. They start using words like that. And it's a subtle thing. It's almost a subconscious thing. And I don't think they realize they're doing it at the time, but their excitement in their voice gets more, elevates as well. So proper due diligence, I can't stress it enough that it's the foundation of finding the proper fit.
So that wraps it up, I think. Thanks, Chuck. We've been talking with Chuck Prenevost. He's a franchise expert here in Western Canada. He works for FranNet. They have a whole suite of recommended franchises. The really interesting thing about Chuck is he'll give you all his expertise and it doesn't cost you anything. So you get a coach to walk you through the process, which can be difficult and scary. He'll help you through every step of the way and it doesn't cost you a cent. You can call him at, I got to find the phone number, 604-849-0278. Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks very much, Mark.